worse than a rain delay game. Typical fashion for the Mets, where if they lose in Atlanta, it's after a rain delay and after they have the lead to blow in dramatic fashion. For Francisco Alvarez to forget fundamental baseball yet again, not loving that whatsoever, everybody. But we're gonna get into the Mets lineup here in just a minute, as well as getting into what to expect from the Braves side of things today, because as a Mets fan, I'm not loving what I'm seeing in this pitching matchup on paper, but we will obviously see what happens in said matchup right here, right now, and we will be live here with the actual game shortly, everybody, if you guys are chiming in the playback app. But everyone watching live on YouTube, how we doing, everybody? It's your guy Wardy here, and we're simulcasting live here on YouTube as well in the playback app, everybody, as we're going to be live throughout the entirety of the ball game in the playback app that you guys can check out. Is linked down below in the description to all of our live viewers on YouTube. Click that link, playback.tv/WardyNYM. Join our room for free, and all you guys need is an MLB TV subscription, and you'll be able to watch a Mets game live in real time and react in real time with your guy Wardy. We'll be live here for at least the first couple innings on YouTube, and then we'll be live solely in the playback app for the remainder of the ball game. I highly doubt we'll be live the entire time on YouTube unless the chat and the show's really popping off and it warrants it. So we'll see what happens there. But let's effing go, Mets. Listen, thank you so much for the $2 holla. I appreciate that a lot here in the chat. Alvy might have to go. Alvy isn't going anywhere just yet. I know that a lot of Mets fans are not happy with Alvarez, and I find myself in that category right now. And I say that as an Alvarez truther, but I know Buddy's not playing good baseball right now, so we're going to talk more about that in a second. Shout out Zach Flagerton, White Mike, Alex, let's see, Gonzalez, Andres, RZ, great member, Rubber Duck, all you guys for shopping in live on a replay right now. Thank you guys so much for being in here. PB, how we doing? Thank you so much, Scott, in here as well. How are you? Let's see this. Oh, it's Lloyd. Lloyd, what's good, my man? Thank you again for that donation. I'm doing great, Chris. Happy to have you in the chat, baby. Hope you're doing fantastic. Yoshima, my man, hope all is well on your front, everybody. The Mets and the Braves are going to be towing the rubber here shortly. We got Mr. Paul Blackburn going up against the reigning NL Cy Young Award winner, that being in Chris Sale. Don't love that. Got to be honest with you guys. I certainly do not love that. John Gallagher, how we doing? Happy to have you in here. We got Mr. Mets in the chat. How would you send him down to Syracuse? How about send him down to Syracuse? It isn't going to happen right now. I will be shocked if the Mets send down Alvarez in the near future to Syracuse, because there's nothing really to warrant it. Even with his poor play as of late, what you do right now is just favor trends. That's the immediate thing you do if you're the Mets with this current catching tandem, and then you go on from there. What game am I going? The game I'm going to Friday. I'm going to be in section, I don't know exactly, but I'm in the 300s on Friday, Tim. So I hope to see you there. I'm in the 300s, a bit more to the right side. I want to say if your vantage point is looking, up in the 300s, looking down on the field with a home plate, and then you got left, right, center, I'm more geared to the right side in the 300s. I'll be there this Friday for Mets Phillies with that spot starter that, who knows, it might be Noel McLean. It might be Blade Tidwell. It might be Justin Hageman. It might be someone else that we're not talking about right now. Carlos Mendoza still said that they're pondering that decision for this Friday's spot starter start, so we'll wait to see what is going to happen on that front. And yes, I do know that Luis Torrens is catching tonight. We're going to get to the Mets lineup here in just a second. How you doing, everybody in the chat as well on YouTube, guys? Your field level, awesome, Tim. Yeah, definitely we'll try to link up either before the game or during the game there. I will be hanging out for certain in Xfinity Live right across the street from Citizens Bank Park before the game with a group of buddies, including some YouTuber friends that maybe you know if you've seen their content before. So be on the lookout. I will be there if anyone wants to chop it up, talk Mets, maybe talk a little smack, whatever it is you want to do, that's fine by me. It's going to be a hostile environment this Friday there at the bank, but hopefully an entertaining one for this amazing Mets team. I don't love the pitching matchup again. I think we're facing Wheeler Friday, but enough about that. That's Friday. Let's talk about the now. And the now is that the New York Mets have a tall task tonight against Chris Sale. And now let me put right here in the chat for you guys. Here we go, guys. This is going to chat on YouTube. I'm also going to change here if I can update this on playback. Give me 1 second, everybody. Just trying to see if they're going to let me edit the thumbnail by chance. Am I allowed to? I think I can. No, I don't want chat settings. Hold on. Don't want that. Come on. Hold on, everybody. I'm just trying to see if I can edit my thumbnail in the playback app real quick. And I'm going to pin the playback stuff there for all my YouTube viewers as well. That's a police situation, says White Mike. I got thrown out of Shea in the third with Pedro, not Pedro, Pedro pitching back in. Oh, wow. White Mike. You're a dog. You're a demon. And Jack, your dono. Worry, can you follow me on IG? Yeah, I got you, bro. I got you for sure. Jack, 1000%. I'll follow you on IG. Thank you for that donation, too. I appreciate that. What's your thing? GA. Jack, I'm trying to find you on Instagram, but I don't see you by your actual handle. Are you sure that's your handle, Jack? Let me know. Double check in the chat. Because I don't know if that's your handle. I just checked and nothing popped up. Let me know, though. I believe you that you're not joshing me. But regardless, how we doing, everybody? We got Juan Soto hit career 1,000 first inning. Oh, you think so? Oh, I hope so. Oh, is he at 999 entering this game? Oh, that's perfect then. Perfect timing. Absolutely. Not going to complain about that. And also, okay, let's see. What? Just add the 27. I got you. There you go. I got you, brother. Not a problem. There you go. Thanks so much for that donation. I really appreciate that. Let's get this camera focused as well. And let's get this show on the road now, everybody. All right, guys. So, again, if you want to watch a Mets game live in real time before the game actually starts in the next 5 minutes or so, make sure that you guys are watching here in the playback app by simply clicking that link available in the live chat on YouTube, as well as in the description down below for my YouTube viewers. But thank you guys all for chiming in. We're going to get this started now. Game's going to start in the next 5 minutes or so. I'm just making sure that the camera is all focused, and I do believe that it is. All right, perfect. Bingo, bingo, boom. Shout out as well to our amazing sponsors today at BetUS and Mumu. We appreciate them both greatly, everybody. And actually, let's show you guys real quick what's going on with our awesome friends at BetUS just for a second, because I think you guys are going to have interest in the following. Give me 1 second so I can pull it up for each and every one of you, and then we can go on from there. Alrighty, folks, just for a second, as you guys can see here, BetUS that has you covered when it comes to all of your sports betting needs. Make sure to check them out, everybody, and that is by simply heading over to betus.com.pa today and utilize our promo code YouTube150. That way, you two get a 150% bonus on your first deposit, 125 on your second and your third, up to $2,000 for whatever you guys want to bet on, or if you want to take part in the casino, whatever you need in the betting space, and of course, bet responsibly. I don't want you guys dabbling at all, and that isn't going to be the case. But as you guys can see here, Mets bets for this game tonight. Paul Blackburn strikeouts. For him to get 3 punchies or more for Paulie punchies, he's at minus 257. For 4 or more, he's at plus 124. 5 or more, 229. If he somehow gets 6 strikeouts or more against these Atlanta Braves, he's at plus 450. So for me, I'm going to stay relatively conservative with Blackburn, but I definitely do think that there is a role where Blackburn can get 4 strikeouts today, 3 in that 4 range. I'm going to go a little greedy and go at the plus 124 for the second lowest odds there at 4 strikeouts or more. I'm curious what your pick would be, everybody. And actually, let me know, spam in the chat, guys, watching live on YouTube, as well as in the playback app. How many strikeouts do you think Paul Blackburn is going to get in tonight's start? My honest prediction is at least hopefully 4. I don't think he's going to get much more than that. I think at most he's going to get 6 if everything really goes right for him and he kind of cruises and 6 strong innings against this Atlanta Braves team. It's hard to envision after the momentum that we just saw Atlanta get this past night, as well as Chris Sale towing the rubber. That doesn't, instill any confidence in me as a Mets fan. But regardless, everybody, I'm curious your thoughts on all that, friend. Shout out Bet US once more, everybody. We'll get to our awesome friends at Mumu a little bit later here in the show as well. Both great sponsors. But let's start now with the Mets lineup here, everybody, as this game is about to kickstart in just a hot second. So I'm going to rapid fire this one. But as you guys can see, the Mets lineup today is as follows. Batting leadoff for your New York Metropolitans is Francisco Lindor. Batting second there in the 2-hole is Mr. Star-studded Starling Marte, getting the start there against the Southpaw and Chris Sale. Batting third is going to be the one and only and Juan Soto, everybody, that you guys can see there. Soto's been red hot, had another big game yesterday with a ding-dong that we saw. Love to see it. Love ourselves some Soto. Alonso there. We love to see him there, and he has been producing plenty in that spot, even though it does suck, and I will say this, it absolutely does suck that Alonso doesn't get that guaranteed first inning at bat, but the lineup has been thriving more with him in the 4th spot as of late. So if it ain't broke, why fix it? Even though they are breaking it slightly for Brandon Nimmo, who's been swinging the bat better as of late, excluding yesterday. There in the 2-hole especially, he's back to batting 5th with Marte moved up in the order here against Sale. Terrence gets a start as a surprise. Absolutely nobody there over Francisco Alvarez. Tyrone Taylor in center field. TT, who was tremendous with the home run accolades there, as well as the 2 out. See how he'll do it towards the bottom of the order. And Ronnie Mauricio gained the start yet again over Brett Beatty, as Beatty, I guess, is still not 100%, along with lefty-lefty matchup. Mendoza isn't going to favor Beatty every single time there, especially coming off cold, not having started in a couple days against the reigning Cy Young Award winner. I do understand it to a degree, even though I don't love it. If you guys are watching live on YouTube, hit that like and subscribe on your way in. And I do apologize, everybody. Volume's all good? Are we all good now, everybody? Okay, hold on. Volume back? Okay. Hold on. Do we have volume back? Check 1. There is a possibility that the audio may cut out for just a smidge period of time throughout the show. So if that happens, just spam it quick in the chat for my playback viewers especially, because the playback chat is going to be faster than the YouTube chat. I'm just noticing between the two. So definitely let me know, guys. And again, thank you so much for that. I had a slight audio issue per usual, sadly, in my Bleacher Report segment that I did live right before we got live here. And we're going to be broadcasting the game in just a second, everybody. So again, if you're watching live in the playback app, you'll be able to watch the Mets game with your guy Wardy here. Wardy needs a sound engineer. Grow up, Shay, fast. You're not wrong. Come on, Shay. We need the audio done. And he just runs over here with the headphones. He's like, I got you, Dad. Lock in. And then we're good to go. But all right, guys, that's what we get for the Mets live today. We'll see how Ronnie does against Chris Sale. I have no clue how that matchup is going to fare for this Mets team. But what I do know is that the Mets have a chance to bounce back today, get the momentum back on their side, and hopefully have the bats break out big time against the reigning Cy Young Award winner. That's what I'm hoping for as a fan today, with so much going wrong yesterday. You have to hope it's up from here after dropping 4 straight. Still north of 20 games above 500. I think the Mets are 17 games above 500, if not 16. So again, still has some more work to do. We understand that, but good news though is that the boys are not in panic situation as of now, thankfully. Knocking on wood. Jabroni, how you doing? Chime in the chat. Scott, how we doing in the chat as well? Camp, all you guys. Trenton, how we doing? Malone in the chat. We got Michael T. Phil, how are you, my friend? We got Daniel Berry Sports Highlights in the chat as well. All you guys, come one, come all. We appreciate you all so much. And now let's get this game broadcasted for each and every one of you. Let me head back to my main slide, and that's the wrong slide. That was a slide from yesterday. Let's get back over here, everybody, and now let's start showing the ball game for my Mets fans in playback. All right, guys, 1-1 on the count now to Francisco Lindor. Make that 1-2 as Lindor just swung and missed there on what I believe was a slider there by Chris Sale, everybody. And this game is officially underway. Here comes pitch number 4 here from Sale to Lindor. He sets, and that's going to be a big swing and miss there on the breaking ball. Gets him to bite down and away, up and away, I should say, rather, on Sale. And Chris Sale has a strikeout, a nasty one on a Lindor who looked silly in the first at-bat of the ball game. And Lindor is usually dominant, especially in the first inning at-bat. So for him to not be dominant there is not ideal. Don't love to see it, but beginning of the ball game, these things are going to happen. Now here is Starling Marte batting second in this one, everybody. Let's see how Marte fares. All right, Marte just hacked one foul, everybody. It's 1-1 on the count here. We're not winning this game, says Daniel. I hope you're wrong, Daniel. I really do. Really do. But again, guys, if you're first chopping in, how you doing? Appreciate you guys. Let's live react and break this one down together. I hate how Wardy's like 10 seconds ahead of me. I'm sorry, guys. I do apologize. Chaz, Wardy better than Gary Keith and Lon? No, come on. What are we doing here? That's apples and oranges. Don't even put me in the same breath as those three gents. Those are the Canes. I'm just here to have fun. 1-2 on the count, one away, top of the first. Mets trying to bounce back from a horrendous walk-off loss to the Braves in Game 1 of this series. And Starling Marte's trying to leg out an infield single, and he will! Starling Marte gets on there, and the 2-hole one-on-one away for star-studded Starling. And now we have a runner on for Juan Soto, and let's get something cooking here early is what Wardy has to say about that. Screw up, so it's regular day. Not a fan of Blackburn pitching. I don't love it either, but we have to make do with our current options. So let's see. Good, nice little dribbler of a single by Starling Marte. He was, in fact, safe. There we go. Listen, Juan, I know you haven't fared well on your first inning at bats much this season, with the exception of like yesterday or the day before. But still, I don't love you bunting here. Let's just go. Let's take daddy hacks, Juan. Come on, do your thing, baby. You can read Sale. I know you can. Yeah, you're not gonna be touching that. No problem. You tell him, yeah, keep that sweeper away, baby. Not a worry for me. We know the one and only can hit the ball out of the ballpark plenty here. He just did yesterday. 20 home runs for Juan Soto against the Atlanta Braves. Isn't that insane? 20. Actually nuts. One and two now, as that's going to be hacked away off by Juan Soto. All right, guys, how are we feeling? What are your final score predictions for tonight's game? I'd love to hear it, guys. Let me know in the live chat on YouTube, as well to our live viewers that are watching the Mets game with your guy Wardy here in the playback app itself. All right, guys, one-on-one away, top of the first, 1-2. And that's going to be a little infield dribbler. And that will just get the force out for Juan Soto. Starling Marte gets a second. The Mets have a runner in scoring position for the Polar Bear with two away here in the top of the first. All right, guys. Runner at second, that being a Marte. Top of the first, two away. Pitch number 13 from Chris Sale as he sets. And here comes the pitch. Fastball inside. My prediction for tonight's game, biasly, I don't love it for the Mets. I think this pitching matchup and the fact that the pitching matchup in itself has me not loving the Mets winning tonight's game. But biasly, I hope that they certainly win. And I really hope that they prove me wrong with my doubts heading into this game. And that's going to be a fastball upstairs for a called strike. A good strike call there. 96 gas by Chris Sale, who, again, just defeats time veteran southpaw, one of the nasty southpaws that you will see. And for me personally, as someone that didn't grow up getting a chance to appreciate, the true prime Randy Johnson, this is kind of more of getting closer to that category for me. Chris Sale has been as dominant of a lefty as they come for the past decade plus in Major League Baseball. And I really can't think of too many other lefties since growing up over the past 20 plus years to suggest that, okay, this is what I think of when I think of most dominant lefty. Like, in a lot of ways, Chris Sale is kind of my version of Randy for the people that grew up watching Randy in his prime. Because outside that, there aren't too many other clear lefties that stand out to me, over the past 15 years, especially. That I'm like, okay, outside of Chris Sale, these guys are clearly the go-to. Curious your thoughts about that, everybody, as that's a soft ground out on Pete Alonso for the final out of the inning. A lot of soft ground outs was the case in that inning. Everybody at least putting the ball in play with softball outs there from first. Marte just getting on with that infield dribbler. Then we saw Soto ground out softly, and now Alonso grounds out softly. Padded Chris Sale doing Chris Sale things, folks. Any shot they send down Alvarez, I don't think it happens right now. No, I think we're still a ways away from that happening. 6-5 walk-off Braves. Oh, my God. Please, can we not have another walk-off loss in this series, please, and thank you. That'd be great. Oh, I'm not comparing the two, Scott. I don't want anyone to think that I'm saying that Chris Sale is Randy Johnson. I'm just trying to explain, for me, growing up, that's kind of my version of a dominant lefty, of a starter. Max Fried is in that category too, but Sale's a more dominant lefty than Fried, in my opinion. He has nastier stuff, and I trust Sale in certain high leverage spots more than I would Fried, especially when it comes to postseason. Not a slight on Fried, because as we know, Max obviously has a championship on his resume. He knows what it takes to win. But I think Sale's just nastier, so I think that's part of the reasoning for me. My prediction is Payne, says Phil in the chat. I respect the honesty there. I do. But if you guys want to watch the game with your guy Wardy the way that many of you guys currently are in the Playback app, make sure you guys head over to all of our YouTube viewers to playback.tv/WardyNYM. It's linked at the top of the live chat, as well as in the comments down below for each and every one of you to check out. Oh my God. Why do they have to show the reruns of the Acuna catch from yesterday? Can we please just leave that alone? Please and thank you. Fun fact, Nationals have lost 10 straight. That's insane. Actually insane that the Nats have lost 10 straight. They're a better team than that to lose 10 straight, in my opinion. And Acuna just ripped a first pitch dead center bomb, and that kickstarts this ball game. Yep. It's going to be that kind of game. It's going to be that kind of game. Yep. There we go. There we go. That's what happens when you need Polly Punchies to give us a quality start tonight in Atlanta against the Braves, against the reigning Cy Young Award winner Chris Sale. So yeah, that's great, guys. I'm having a fantastic time. Can't you tell? We dropped 4 straight. We lost in a walk-off yesterday. Acuna Jr. doing Acuna Jr. things. Literally meatball right down the dick. Hainer, see you later. Literally, do you want to put it on a tee next time? You couldn't have done any worse than that ball, and that begins this ball game. Just horrendous. Absolutely horrendous. What? Literally, it's right down the effing dick first pitch. Right down the pipe first pitch. Gotta be kidding me. 36th career leadoff home run for him. My God. Hold on, guys. I'm putting this on X quick. I'm so pissed. I'm putting the clip out. Horrendous. Sorry, guys, I'm pissed. I just like, of course, this is how the ball game started. Why wouldn't the ball game start like this? Hold on, let me post this short on X right now. Verdugo gets a single because, of course, he does. Dude, come on. Apologies, everybody. I was just trying to get something fixed quick. What is going on here? All right, guys, I'm back. I apologize about that. That was horrendous. So, in case you guys were wondering what I was just doing, I was just putting on X the clip of reacting to that home run. Now I'm going to just push that aside. All right, one on, no way, full count, and that's going to be ball four. And here we go. Fantastic. Exactly how I want to start this ball game. I know I shouldn't be crashing out like this right now, but I hate Atlanta with a passion. I hate Atlanta with a passion. So anytime that this kind of stuff happens in Atlanta, even when we saw the writing on the wall from a mile away. How are you feeling, Mets fans? 2-1. No, wow. Bottom of the first. Mets down by 1. Tell me you're having a terrible time without telling me you're having a terrible time to start this one. Love you too, Big Pomp. Happy to have you in here. Question myself, why am I a Mets fan? Shout out to my friends at Why My Mets Fan Pod, Samantha Croston especially. They do a great job over there, those ladies. Oh my God, Rory, you take your happy. I didn't take any happy pills today, Scott. I got nothing to be happy about right now. That's the problem. Rory, this is making good TV. No, I don't want to keep crashing out, Jacob. I don't appreciate this. I really don't. Paul Blackburn looks like shit to begin this ball game. There is no sugarcoating this. Buddy looks horrendous. He looks scared. He looks exactly like I figured a guy would look scared when facing Atlanta, regardless of their record right now. Olsen hacks one foul. Nemo's under it, and it's still foul. And the 2-1. Breaking ball down and away. Oh my God. Guys, what are we going to do? What are we going to do, guys? If Blackburn's out here in 3 innings, what are we going to do? This bullpen's going to get so cooked this week if this is the route we're going. Because you know we're likely going to need a lot of innings on Friday. Unless we call up Noel McLean and McLean goes 6 shutty in Philly. That I would lose my mind. But I'm not banking on that right now. What I'm banking on is the Mets getting exposed due to their lack of pitching depth due to injury right now. As Frankie Montas has his latest rehab today. Whoop-de-doo. We can't get him back yet, though. We don't know how he's going to perform when he's here. Manaea's still a bit of ways away. We know that. And the 3-2. Oh, my God. There we go. All right. There we go. Thank you, Pete, for not effing up that throw there. Alonso makes a nice diving stop there, and that gets a throw to Blackburn. And there's one away now with both runners in scoring position now at second and third. One away, bottom of the first. Mets down by 1. First pitch is going to be a called strike right down the pipe there on the slider, and it's 0-1. Here's Marcell Ozuna, everybody, who tied the ball game off of a Reed Garrett splitter after Reed Garrett wanted fastball, but Alvarez made him go back to splitty, and it came back to bite them on that pitch inside. I didn't think it was a terrible pitch, but it was turned on by Ozuna, and okay, generous call goes in Blackburn's favor now on a strike call below the knees. Ozuna's kind of challenging, and I don't blame him because it wasn't a good call. Borderline strike at best. 0-2, however, one away, bottom of the first. Mets already down by 1 after Ronald Acuna Jr. absolutely destroyed a baseball dead central to begin the ball game off of a hanging breaking ball. Why? Is Paul Blackburn smoking that you-know-what to be a hanging breaking ball to begin this ball game? Speaking of hanging breaking balls, he didn't hang one here, but it goes in the dirt now, and it's 1-2 on the count. Come on, yo, Blackburn could settle down and the Mets bats could score 8 runs tonight. If they do, Michael, you are the vibe. If that happens, Michael, you have spoken into existence. So I hope that becomes a reality. I'll tell you that much. And the 1-2. And that's going to be chopped away foul by Ozuna, everybody. And the 1-2. Breaking ball in the dirt again. Terens blocks it really well. Make sure it stays down in front of him. Oh, my God. They just... Where the fuck was the ball, are my friend? What just happened? I'm so confused. Can someone tell me how that was a balk? Please? Ozuna just hit a fly ball to center, but that's going to make it 3-0 already. Oh, my God. I don't understand what just happened. I knew that this ball game had bad juju written all over it, but guys, like, I have to be honest, I had to do a playback show today. I don't have any other day this week that fits my schedule, and I got to do these shows every week for you guys. But I knew that heading into this, that the big disaster would be the lopsided pitching matchup, and holy shit, is that looking terrible. Oh my god. You gotta be kidding me right now. I'm just baffled right now. I don't know what else to say. This game just turned on its head so quick. I know it's not the end of the world. Listen, the Mets blew a 3-run lead yesterday. Anything can happen. But like what are we doing here? Like actually what are we doing here? Someone enlighten me, please. And the 1-2. That's ripped to the left side. Playable. And under it is going to be Nimmo. Mets down by 3 through 1. You gotta be effing kidding me. If you guys want to watch this disaster in its entirety and not just on YouTube, everybody, head over to the Playback app by heading over to playback.tv/WardyNYM, guys. Because not only can you guys watch the Mets game in real time, but you can do, as you guys can see in the chat, you can actually share your X posts, which is really cool as well. So it's pretty much like a complete Discord chat and playback, which YouTube doesn't have. YouTube, you can just chat and that's that, but you can actually bring outside sources into playback in the chat. So if you guys want to chime in there, I think you're going to have a lot of fun in there. We have roughly 40 people in playback and we have 100 or so here on YouTube. So whatever you guys are comfortable with, it is certainly your option. Thank you guys so much for that. But I'm going to go ahead and post this on X now. Because that was just disgusting. Like, I am disgusted right now. Like, I still am trying to comprehend how that happened. Just wow. Just wow. I think my silence has said everything thus far, everybody. All right, let's get set. We're in the top of the second. Here's Brandon Nimmo to lead off the inning. And that's going to be a strike right down the pipe, 93 by Sale at its 0-1. Come on, boys. Let's lock in here. Mets down by 3 early. Not ideal. Don't love it. Really don't love it. Got to be honest with you. So because Alvarez used his mask to stop the ball, it's a violation or Terens. So the day after we bench Alvarez for Terens, Terens is the reason a run comes in. Are you joking? Are you joking? Is that what this is telling me? Shout out to my guy Jordan Simpson, the GOAT who helped make my post game jingle with Greg. Love them both. But because Terens touched the effing, oh my god, you can't make it up. You can't make it up right now. This is insane. The worst part of that with Terens, everybody, as it's a 3-2 count now to Brandon Nimmo to kickstart the top of the second, is like that. Like the odds of that happening feel so slim, and yeah, here it happened. Why are we Mets fans? Why we put ourselves through some pain at times? I mean, it just happens. It's part of the routine. Brandon Nimmo gets on with a leadoff walk, though. Love to see that, everybody. Lead off. And there we go. That's going to be a called strike on Terens to begin this one. And it's quickly 0-1. Check. No sound. Is the sound back, everybody? I apologize if the audio cut out for a second. It may happen sporadically throughout the show. Again, it's been stupid lately. I know. I'm sorry. It's back. Cool. Thank you, guys. One on. No way. Top of the second. Mets down by 3. Add the 0-2 from Sale. And that's going to be a slider inside. Taken in. 1-2 now. And that's going to be fastball up and in there to Terens now, everybody. And it's 2-2, back even on the count now. If you're first chiming in, it was a horrendous start to this ball game for Paul Blackburn, as Paul gave up a bomb first pitch breaking ball right down the pipe to, of course, Ronald Acuna Jr., and then it unraveled from there. A balk off of Luis Terens, catching it with it basically hitting off of his mask somehow, and just a shit show overall the first inning. And Terens flies out fairly shallow to the right side of Acuna, and there is now one away. I agree the Mets need to work Chris Sale's pitch count, but it's easier said than done. Right now, I see Chris Sale going 7 2/3 innings. Oh, yeah. Tyrell rips one to left. Drop. Of course. Great catch by Verdugo. Mother effer. So when Tyrone first made the swing, I didn't hear the crack of the bat, and if I heard it initially, it wouldn't have been as abrupt as I was. He got under it clearly, but I thought it had a good chance of dropping because it was coming down fast. But Verdugo made a nice sliding catch in left field for that out, and there's 2 away. Will I buy an Aaron Rodgers jersey? Only if he leads the Steelers to a Super Bowl this year. For those that don't know, I'm a Steelers fan, and Aaron Rodgers has broken my heart more than anything because my first year watching the Steelers every year, the Steelers and Ben Roethlisberger lost to Rodgers and the Packers in the Super Bowl. So there's that. And now, over a decade later, that same man is the quarterback of my team. against my former quarterback in Justin Fields, who I did not want to see lead Pittsburgh for game one of the season, in which I do plan on attending there at MetLife Stadium. So, yeah, that's going to be an absolute banger. We'll see what happens. Going to be crazy. 1 on, 2 away. Top of the second. Mets down by 3. Chris Sale just 30 pitches in, getting set for pitch 31 now here to Jeff McNeil. And that's going to be a hacked away foul. Next time, wait on Gary having. You're not wrong, Eric. But team that has World Series aspirations can't be having Luis Trens and Tyron Taylor as their 6 and 7 hitter. Things will change, Nathan. Ebbs and flows of the 162. Help us get a 50 likes if you guys are watching on YouTube, by the way. And thank you so much for doing exactly that. Also, join the playback room in case you guys haven't already, to our north of 40 people here live in playback as we're watching the Mets game live in real time with your MLB TV subscription paired. The Eric, no, it is. You are actually, you're 100% right, Roper. It is getting dusty. We haven't played the post game jingle in like north of a week now. This sucks. Like, this sucks so much. I really hope we can play it tonight. I'll tell you that much. That's going to be a hacked away foul by McNeil. Now, Michael, we've had more divisive people than Rodgers going to that locker room in the past. That's not as much of a concern of mine. Eric, no, I haven't, because I'm not brain dead like that. Oh, McNeil rips one to center, but not enough power under it. Right under it is Michael Harris, and that does it for the inning. The Mets strand 1, and we now have the bottom of second down by 3. As Wardy gets caught up on his notes for this ball game, everybody, let's hear a quick word from our amazing sponsor on the platform, that being and our great friends at Moomoo. And shout out to Mumo, everybody. Thank you guys so much for hearing from them. This ball game is now about to get set. Let me make sure that everything is set over here as well, everybody. Then we're good to go. Let's see. It's over. I mean, it's over in what way? In what way is it over? Oh, wait. Did the Mumu not have audio playing? Of course it didn't. Why did Mumu not have audio playing for you guys? It looks like it had audio playing. Did it not? Oh, I'm so you know what? I know why. I understand now. My own fault. My bad, guys. I completely understand why the ad didn't have any audio. That was on me. So the issue is because the streaming platform that I'm using right now for my camera, and that's usually what I use for everything else, is not where I'm actually streaming out of, because I'm streaming out of playback right now, simulcasting. I'm just using my other platform right now as my camera. So that was my mistake. I never usually run ads outside of that before, so that was a first. So that's food for thought going forward. But thank you guys for letting me know in the chat. how much of an idiot I was for that. So now we know. Now we know. You know, if you guys still want to check out our awesome friends at Moo, please make sure you do so, as they are the official trading platform of the New York Mets. You can just scan that QR code that's available here in the YouTube chat that you guys will see there. That's available on the screen. Or if you guys have been watching in between innings in the playback app, you guys will get a chance to do it as well, as it will be visible to the bottom right of me or bottom right of you, possibly. Either way, you guys will see it. But now, guys, let's get into this. 0-2 on the count for Paul Blackburn. Bomb the second here against Ozzie Albies. And here we go. He sets the pitch, and that's going to be a breaking ball pulled for a double down the first baseline, because of course it is. And that's at least a double. Ozzie Albies might like himself a triple, everybody, and he will do that. A standing effing triple for Ozzie Albies to begin this inning, because of course it is. I mean, when it rains, it truly does pour. Like, it really does pour. This is unbelievable. Mind you, that was a breaking ball well out of the zone as well. Well out of the zone. And we're back. Apologies about that, everybody. We're good. I know. I know, Scott. It's easier said than done because unfortunately what happens sometimes is just some things disconnect and reconnect, and that happens when I have like five things running at the same time is usually the main reason as to why that happens. So I apologize. Um, and yeah, the DeGrom stuff we're not talking about right now. We'll talk about the DeGrom stuff if it's actually warranted of a discussion. Right now, it's just nonsense that people are pumping out there for the sake of just trying to have a conversation. And that's one that, even I don't see happening as of now. Things will have to change. I'll need to see some reports on other things before we get there. It's okay, Scott. We'll get through this together. I promise. We've gone very far at this point with much worse issues in the past. We'll be okay. I appreciate the concern, though. And the 3-2, and that's going to be topped off foul there by Allen, just staying alive in this at bat. Again, the Mets are down by 3, and Blackburn's trying to strand a leadoff triple there at third base, that being an Ozzy Albies. And now Luis Torrens, a little shaken up there. He's all right, though. He'll be staying, not a problem. And the 3-2. And that's ripped. Oh, great play there. What a catch. Oh, my God. What a catch by Jeff McNeil. Wow. Jeff McNeil just saved a run, everybody. McNeil with a run-stopping catch there between first and second. Let's take a look at this replay. Fantastic snag by the squirrel. Quick reaction. Nice plant there. I thought it hit the ground first initially. Not the case. Just good baseball by Jeff McNeil. Nice catch by Jeff, everybody. And there's two away now at the bottom of the second. All right, now that's going to be a pitch down away there from Blackburn to Acuna, 1-0. And if I am Mr. Paul Blackburn, I am not giving Ronald Acuna Jr. a pitch to hit here. If he does and he executes, he's absolutely idiotic for putting him in that position. And the 1-0 as he'll breaking ball just outside the zone, hacked away foul there by Acuna, and it's 1-1 back even. Oh, for sure, Scott, 1,000%. And again, guys, remember, if you're watching live here in the playback app, you guys can, in fact, post tweets in the chat or whatever you guys want to post link-wise. Feel free to do so. It's very similar to like a Discord chat. Very easy to navigate. And that's going to be away again. 2-1 now on the count to Mr. Ronald Acuna Jr. Acuna, who led off this ball game with a leadoff bomb on a breaking ball down the pipe, and that's how this party got started. I don't understand why this effing Mets team is scared to pitch to the Braves. Lugo has more to do with Paul Blackburn not having the confidence in his stuff because it's Paul Blackburn than anything else. And the 2-1, breaking ball down away. But here's the thing, though. If I am Paul Blackburn, I am scared to pitch to Acuna. I'm not pitching to Acuna if I'm him. There you go, El Troll. Nice. You do such a good job with the clips, too. Very good job with the clips. I've appreciated that plenty. Scott, Scott? It had warty issues, so hopefully those warty issues are resolved now, whatever those that may have been. Runners on the corners, everybody, as Acuna was walked, and that was the right move to make. I'm glad that he was not challenged there. Blackburn's at 51 pitches throughout the first two innings, everybody. He still needs one more out on Verdugo, who has a single and a run scored. Verdugo is batting 262 with a 643 OPS for Atlanta after signing late into the season with them, everybody, on a one-year minor league contract. First pitch, breaking ball, dotted corner. Nice pitch there by Blackburn. 0-1. All right, guys, runners to the corners. 0-1 upstairs. Acuna, who started this ball game with a leadoff bomb, is on with a 2-out walk. Here's Alex Verdugo trying to continue to produce the way that he did it inning ago. And the 1-1 from Blackburn. Pitch number 54 underway, and that's going to be a breaking ball in the dirt. And going nowhere is going to be Acuna as Terens got in front of that breaking ball as it went into the dirt first, as I just mentioned. In theory, it should be only 1-0 right now. I mean, yeah, in theory, but in theory means nothing. The Mets bullpen is warming up as we speak. We'll be lucky if we get 3 innings. As I see Justin Garza doing some warm-ups. And Verdugo rips that to the right side. Foul. I don't think Mendoza's clueless. And I'm not one of those fans that finds myself in that category at all. Anthony, I didn't see what you tagged me in, but I do know. Yes, I have been relayed since then. Thank you. I appreciate that. Hope you're doing great, Anthony. Appreciate the support, my man. Would you see Ronald is better than Soto? In five-tool talent, without question. Yeah. But when it comes to pure hitter, I would definitely say that Soto is the better pure hitter between the two when at their best. But five-tool talent, no doubt, Ronald Acuna Jr. is a better player. There we go. Ground ball out there. And Blackburn, give credit where credit's due. Paul Blackburn, after having a horrendous first inning, somehow, some way, just stranded a leadoff runner at third, and Ozzie Albies with a triple. We'll take that small victory for what it is, and we'll see if the Mets can find themselves getting on the scoreboard here in the next inning or two. Apologies, folks. I'm just getting everything set up here in my notes. Give me 1 second. Appreciate the patience. It's a lot of. Hmm. Wow. Mets at Turner Field are 67 and 106. And at Truist so far, 26 and 3, 26 and 39. Second worst win percentage in any stadium there. Wow. Brian Mauricio takes a called strike right around the knees there. 92. 0-1 is the count, everybody. If you're first chopping in, unfortunately, we saw the Atlanta Braves take an early 3-0 lead. I say unfortunately as a Mets fan, but if you guys are, in fact, a Braves fan, then you're ecstatic with what you get. That was a strike, too, but that's going to be a ball instead. Painted corner there by Sale to no avail, and it's 1-1. Buzzstock, my friend, how are you? Thank you so much for chiming in. And it has been garbage, no doubt about it. Perfect time for your guy Wardy to be talking about tonight, because why wouldn't I be? Ryan Mauricio hacks on one away foul on the right side, everybody. And it's going to be 1-2 on the count still. How long am I going to be on YouTube? I don't know yet. I really don't know yet. If the Mets get some life in the next inning or two, it may change things. But as of now, I think I'll probably cut off the YouTube show by the fifth inning or so. Then we'll be solely in playback. I'm not certain yet, though. I'm still figuring it out. Main reason is just because when I do full games on YouTube and then go right to the post game, the algorithm gets effed, and a lot of people don't get notifications that I'm going live then for post game right after. It like just gets screwed up. So that's the main reason why I kind of want to separate the two a little bit. So we'll see. Ryan Mauricio with a swinging strike 3 because, of course, breaking ball, no chance, and there's one away. Top of the third. Mets are going through a rough stint right now, and it doesn't get any easier with the Philadelphia Phillies starting this Friday with Zach Wheeler, Tony the Rubber, and you mean to tell me that we have to have a spot starter out there now? I wasn't thinking that Miguel was going to be lighting the world on fire, but at the same time, Mets' lack of certainty now is not ideal for that spot. Lindor's going to rip that one to the left side. Allen under it, makes the play. Great play by Nick Allen in short. Lindor, I knew was not going to get there at all because Lindor swung at that pitch, leaning back. I did not like the fact that he did not have the leverage of kind of moving forward a little bit more that we've seen in other at-bats he's had. Allen made a great pick there. Backhand, toss to first. I know my buddy Borna is happy about that. Not because Borna's a Braves fan, but because he's friends with Nick Allen. And Nick Allen's a schmuck now. I got to call him a schmuck because he's on Atlanta. If he was still on the A's, I wouldn't care. First pitch here with 2 away is to Marte, and it's a breaking ball outside corner, and it's 0-1. Do I think this is our yearly collapse? No. I mean, no. No. Even if the Mets lose 6, 7 straight, I wouldn't call it a complete collapse. Ebbs and flows in a 162. Not happy about it, though. Don't get me wrong. And I'll be pissed off about it in my post-game shows, absolutely. But still. All right, guys. 0-2 quickly to Starling Marte. That's going to be single right up the middle. Prototypical hit there for Mr. Starling Marte. Up the middle with 2 away, taking advantage of what the shift, or the very limited shift rather, gave him. And the Mets have a runner on for another inning. Let's see if they can do anything. Buzz Talk, I'm sorry. Sorry about that. I would pause your game for a hot second if you want me to be in sync. Seriously. Soto here, 0-1 on the day with a soft ground out. Let's see if the one and only can give himself a 2-out double in the gap to give the Mets their first run on the ball again. That's what I would like in this lefty-lefty matchup. First pitch here, that's going to be ripped, and instead it's a first pitch ground out because I'm not allowed to have nice things. Mets go down there in the top of the third after Marte got on with a single up the middle with 2 away. Mets head bomb the third, still down by 3. Straight up not having a good time. Mets baseball has been putrid since they had their. You know what pisses me off too, guys? The Mets had a 6-game winning streak. What did that 6-game winning streak have in common? They beat up on really not good teams in that 6-game winning streak, right? Now you get the Rays, now you get the Braves, and you forget how to play fundamental baseball, and here we are. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. That's what pisses me off, for sure. All right, let me check on the notes now. Ay. In the meantime, to my playback watchers, I'm going to flip to a different game for you guys to watch, so that way you guys don't have to be completely bored in the meantime. Be back in 1 second, folks. Just doing some notes quick. Yeah, no, I'm not putting on Michael K for your guys' ears to bleed. We'll take that off. Never mind. Hold on. Put on Raisinos, because never mind. Diamondbacks, but no, I'll just put the Mets game on, because by time I pick a damn game, the Mets game's going to be back on, so it doesn't matter. Whatever. All right. Quick question, everybody that's watching here in playback specifically: is your feed laggy as all hell, or is this just a me problem right now? Yes. Okay. All right. Just making sure I'm not the only one here. The Phillies are up 4-1. Of course they are. Killa said I would ban myself. What are we talking about? What is going on with this Mets feed? Is this a New York issue? It might be just a New York issue. Hold on. Wow. Yeah, I think it might have to be a weather related issue. I'm not sure. I'm gonna have the Braves feed on for the remainder of this inning for the third, and then once the third's done, I'll switch back to the Mets for the top of the fourth. Quick fly out there for Matt Olson, everybody, and there's two away. But if you guys are watching playback, you can see the night and day difference. I don't know why. Both Yes Networks and SNY's feed just no bueno. Very, very choppy right now for whatever reason. Oh, kill him. Now I understand. That's funny. All right, and that's going to miss away there 91 to Marcell Ozuna, and it's 1-0 on the count. Ozuna, who has a 354 average and over 1,000 OPS in 25 games against the Mets, including 28 home runs and 28 RBIs and 9 home runs. Yeah, we hate Marcell Ozuna here, who just ripped one, but thankfully is under it plenty is Tyrone Taylor, and that's a nice, comfortable third. Guys, Paul Blackburn, Paulie Punchies, 1, 2, 3. The bats can do something here. You might tell me there's a chance. Maybe Paul Blackburn can save this Mets bullpen slightly at least. Can we get at least 4 or 5 innings out of Blackburn today? Is that a potential, everybody? You guys let me know in the chat. Ay, Paul Blackburn this far tonight. 2.2 or no, it's 3 innings now. So that should update here momentarily. But 3 innings of work, 3 hits, 3 runs, 2 earned runs, 2 walks, 1 strikeout. 6.75 ERA. Hilariously enough, I think he has the exact same ERA or so that he started the game with currently throughout the first 3 innings. Let's score some runs now. I agree, Irv. Love you, my man. Great member chiming in the live chat. Thank you so much for being in here, Irv. Appreciate you. Heading wise, we've gotten a whole lot of nothing from the Mets. If you're not named Star Studded Starling Marte, you have not recorded a hit yet for this Mets team for the most part. There we go. Now the Blackburn stats are edited. Yep, 3 innings. Ay, 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 ay. How many more innings do we think Paul Blackburn goes tonight, everybody? If you guys are watching live in the chat on YouTube or live here in the playback app, let me know in the chat. And thank you guys for that as well. And whatever comments, questions, or concerns you got for your guy Wardy throughout the show, feel free to ask. I'm happy to oblige and answer. Fletch, my man, how are you? Thank you so much for chiming in. Visuals messed up for playback. Is it just you? You let me know. What is messed up about it? I'm showing a graphic right now, if that's what you're referring to. The game isn't actually on at this very moment. Now it is, and now I'm going to switch back to my main camera. Oh, it's your yeah, it was my graphic. Juliet, thank you so much for gifting a membership in the chat. Really appreciate that. Let's get some love and hype in the chat to Julia Hawkins, who gifts Adorable Snowflake a membership. Congratulations, Adorable. You have now become a WardyNYM member, courtesy of fellow member Juliet Hawkins, who's been a tremendous supporter in the chat. So thank you kindly for that, Juliet. I really appreciate that. We're back with the SNY feed, and we're back with a quick 0-2 count from Chris Sale to Pete Alonso, who swings and misses right away there through the breaking ball. Final score prediction 5-2. Spoken like a true Braves fan, sadly. Let's see what else you guys got for me on the prediction from the chat if you're watching live on YouTube or here in the playback app. And the 0-2. Check. And the 1-2, and that's a big swing and miss. There's so much you can. There's only so much you can do with Chris Sale has it on, especially with these pitches. What's more realistic? Us getting Mullins or Duran? Definitely Mullins, I would say, between the two, just based on trade value alone. That slider kills Alonso again in that at bat, folks, and there's one away. Nemo's going to take a borderline called strike, bottom of the order there. Order. What the hell am I saying, Wardy? Bottom of the zone, 0-2. And the 0-2, and that's going to be for a called ball inside there. And now it's 1-2 on the count. Oh, you know what, guys? I just realized when I had my graphic up, did it look weird to you guys? If you are some of you guys watching this mobile, is that why it looked weird? Maybe that's why, because the format and how you're watching the content might be in hand why. Because my graphic has it where I shouldn't be cut off in any way, shape, or form when I was showing the pitching numbers beside me. So if it was cut off, I'd imagine that maybe it was because of how the format was via the app. I'm not entirely sure. Saw it off there was Nemo, still staying alive in the at bat though. Lefty lefty matchup, 2-2. Right as I was about to get hyped to tell you guys about Frankie Montas's latest rehab start, because he started the game with 3 scoreless innings, he just gave up a 3-run bomb in the 5th inning. He's allowed 5 earned runs. Of course. Of course. Was never down on Frankie because of his rehab starts. I was down on him because he hasn't been relevant in like 3 years. That's fair. I don't think you're completely off base with that. And the 1-2 there, and that's gonna be away outside there from Sale to Terens, as there's two away, no on. Top of the fourth, Mets down by 3. 2-2 is the count. Chris Sale with a 1-2-3 here in the fourth, folks. And now we get set for the bottom of the fourth. Mets still down by 3. I just put out on X if you guys want to check it out. And actually, I'll put it in the chat for my playback viewers to check it out. Should you guys have interest right now? If you guys are watching on YouTube, you won't be able to see it there, but that's okay. Let's see here. I'm kind of confused how we have such a huge payroll. Guys, no pitching, no third. Look at the context of that payroll, and you shouldn't be confused by it. Once you understand the context, you'll know. We did that link not post. There we go. Okay, cool. Let's see. I still have hope. The Braves bullpen is not very good. Oh yeah, no, I don't think the game's completely over yet, but it's not great. The Mets being down by 3 and Chris Sale, is in a groove right now. Those things aren't ideal, if I'm being frank. Genuine question, everybody. How much does rehab performance go in hand with your evaluation of the player for when they're getting up? Like, are you genuinely concerned, given the fact that Montas has been batting practice like every single time out there right now? Do you think he'll be fine after he has probably a rusty first couple starts at the major league level? Where do you stand on the Montas front? I'm curious because for me, right now, I think he'll just be rusty as shit. I think when he gets up with this Mets team, regardless, he won't be sharp right away. I don't think we'll have a Blackburn first outing like we saw in LA, where I was in attendance and witnessed that great outing, where he somehow, some way shut down the Dodgers through 5 scoreless innings or so. I definitely see a world where it's more Montas not looking so hot in his first couple outings and then starting to get gradually into a groove. That's my opinion on the Montas situation there right now. I'm writing a letter and have writers block. Am I a writer? No, I'm not, Zach. But my tip for writer's block, as someone who gets blocks all the time making content, would be to do yourself a favor and take yourself away from the current environment that you find yourself in and put yourself in an environment that is not only comfortable, separate from the one that you're currently in, but is one that maybe will give you more peace of mind. Maybe you're going to have less sound around you. Maybe you're able to really kind of zen out. I think by kind of just getting a moment to yourself away from distractions, even if it means leaving the chat, I think that would bode you well potentially, because your mind's probably running right now focused on how the Mets are absolutely getting in the way of you trying to write whatever it is you're writing right now. And Kevin, I know this sucks. This has not been good. We have absolutely had games this year where the Mets have won in these watch parties, but the record has not been great. And the thing that sucks is I saw this writing on the wall entering this game. I hope they prove me wrong by the end. I certainly do. And no problem, Zach. I hope it helps. Big swing and miss. That is Paulie Punchies to me. Big strike out there on Baldwin. And there's one away here in the bottom of the fourth. That was a nice breaking ball. That was a really nice breaking ball. Oh, and you just started watching, Kevin? Listen, it's better that you just started watching versus being a part of this entire disaster throughout the first 4 innings. I think you did yourself some favors. We had some horrendous audio issues for like 5 minutes, per usual. We had many things go awry in this one. Lounge, and I understand that concern too, for sure, on the front of Montas. Double Red Cup Rally Warrior. Now there's nothing fun in that. That's going to hit off the wall. One-handed bomb of a throw by Soto. Wow. Albies gets in with a one-out double, but that was such a good relay by Soto. He could have not played that better. Sadly, another extra base hit here for Atlanta. Right off the wall, though. The fact they didn't even hit the glove. Soto just bare hand and fire that shit. That was such a good play. Pisses me off that unfortunately wasn't out. I'm just trying to get back. That's gonna be breaking ball, missed down away outside. 1-0 on the count now to Michael Harris, the second. Harris, who has a runner in scoring position with one away here in the bottom of the fourth and up by 3. Oh, yeah, I know I'm using two right now. Thank you. And the 1-0. And that's gonna be topped over. That's gonna move the runner over into third, but it's gonna be a ground out. 2 away now, everybody. Ozzy Albies at third base for the second time over the past 3 innings. Paul Blackburn's night is done after not even 4 innings, everybody. Call the bullpen comes in. Makes sense. But at the same time, this bullpen's going to get taxed big time. Big time. No sound again? Don't tell me no sound again, Scott. We got sound again. Is Budo coming in? Oh my god. Ay, Dios mío. No bueno. No bueno. We don't like that at all. I don't like anything about what's happening in Mets land right now, though, if I'm being frank with you guys. Now, Grant, thank you. That clarity is much appreciated. Before I was like, what the hell were you guys saying? Now I get it regarding the template and everything. It's because I needed at that time. When my graphics show, I just have to make sure they're showing only obviously when the game isn't running in between innings. That way you see the full screen, that kind of thing. Noted. Thank you. Buzz Talk, have a great night, brother. Love you. Hope all's well. LFGM. I believe so, Scott. Yep, right around there. Let's see what happens here. That's going to be breaking ball down away there, and it's 0-1. Runner at third, 2 away now, everybody. Bottom of the fourth, set here for Nick Allen. This is a problem. Chris says Mendoza, but he has very little to work with, a wish and a prayer. Oh, for sure. And the Mets do have bullpen options in the Mets minor leagues right now, but it has more to do with just the rotation issues at the moment than anything else. Mauricio Alvarez, Beatty, Taylor, Terens, Yan, Acuna are not anywhere near a hitting level for a good MLB team. I disagree on the notion that none of them are near a hitting level because I 100% disagree in the case of Taylor and Terens. Both of them have had many key at-bats for the Mets this season, and it sounds like you're buying more into the end-all be-all with batting average with your evaluation there than anything else, which I respectfully disagree upon. I understand more of the arguments with Alvarez as of late. Mauricio's an obvious one. Jared Young, too. Acuna, because he's been in such limited sample sizes as well. But I disagree regarding Taylor and Terens. And Beatty, we know he fluctuates for sure. Do you think Skeen's trade is realistic for the Mets? Not a chance in hell. No. Nope. I do not think it's realistic at all, as a matter of fact. And that's going to be inside there for ball 4, and the run comes in to score. Because the run comes in to score. Luis Terens. Guys, the Mets started Luis Terens today in hopes that Terens would be a defensive masterclass, that he would help step up for this Mets team. And you know, in the wake of Alvarez getting destroyed yesterday defensively. And that was running in big time, and Terens was set up away. Just second straight night, a pass ball, costly for this Mets team. You can't make it up. You literally can't make it up. Night that you the not same night, the night after you had Alvarez get screwed the way he does. Now that happens, that led to the like you just that is just insane to me. Insane. And here we are. Frankie Montas goes 5 innings of 5 earned run baseball. We'll talk more about that tomorrow, but man, oh man. Guys, where's Hayden Sanger when you need him? Seriously, where's my Kane at? Where's our Kane at? Oh my god. Seriously, guys. I'm only half joking when I say that. Alrighty, folks, we are here now in the top of the fifth. Mets down 4-0 right now. This may very well be the last. This might be the last inning that we're going to be live here on solely YouTube. After the fact, I think we're going to be live just here in the playback app, everybody. So again, make sure that you guys head over to playback if you haven't already, so that we can watch the Mets game live in real time with your guy Wardy here. Taylor rips one to left, but that's going to be playable and one away. Can we do Mets trivia? Not a terrible idea. We might have to if Mets get nothing going here. But Jeff McNeil rips himself a one-out single, and the Mets do have a runner on now in the top of the fifth. Again, Mets still down by 4 here, with Chris Sale in comfortable control of this ball game. We should put Grimace in for both. No, no, the Grimace there is over. I'm afraid. No Grimace. Has to be something else. Love you, Cobalt. Big swing miss by Mauricio again because he just swings at literally everything, which is the downside to the raw aspect of Ronnie as a young player. And Ronnie's going to pop that one up in the infield, and there's two away because, of course, there is. Snags, this is why you weren't crazy happy with the back-to-back sweeps. I mean, yeah, listen, the Mets had a bigger test now, and the Rays and the Braves, and they're on the cusp of dropping their 5th straight game. Really, really bad. Really not good. Trivia: which Met pitcher was implicated for roids and permanently banned from baseball? That would be Mr. Henry Mejia. And that's going to be a slider inside, and it's 1-0 to Lindor, who has one on with 2 away in the top of the 5th. A blast here would have cut the deficit into 2 for the Mets here against the savvy Chris Sale. And the 1-0. That's going to be away outside. 2-0 now is the count. Which Met made the final out in the 1969 World Series? I actually don't know the answer to that off the top of my head. The first guy that came to mind for 1969 was Tommy Agee. That's my guess, but I don't know if that's correct or not. Seriously. 3-1 is the count now, folks. Was it Davey Johnson? That's sick. I actually didn't know that. That's sick. Off the top of my head, I didn't know that, I should say. I was thinking Tommy right away because I was thinking defense. Yes, Scott, they weren't the only ones. They weren't the only ones. I can tell you that much. And the 3-2. Caught looking's Francisco Lindor, guys. It's that game. It's that game. We need to avoid sweep is what we need to avoid. I'm This game's already toast, in my opinion, barring changes. So I'm more focused on we got to make sure we don't get swept tomorrow, guys. This is not good. This is not good. If you lose a week's worth of baseball, that's never good, regardless on how big of a lead you had in first place or how much you are already below 500. And the Atlanta Braves know that very well. The Braves started the season, what, like 0-8 or something along those lines? Certainly not ideal for them either. But if the Mets lose today, that's 5-0. If they get swept tomorrow, that's 6-0. So let's nip that in the butt while we still can, please. Um, Not good. I'll tell you this much, though, everybody. If the Mets are still trailing by 3 or 4 runs as we get to the eighth inning, I'll probably have the first half of the eighth inning be the final inning for all of our viewers in playback. And for YouTube, we're going to get out of here once this half inning's done. So we have a half inning left on YouTube, everybody, and then we'll continue on in playback till at least the first half of that eighth inning. If the Mets don't get anything going, they're still down by 4 or so. Then we're going to get out of here because regardless, we're going to be live right after the ball game concludes on YouTube. And I want to make sure that I have everything set up and nice and fancy the way that you guys will certainly appreciate. Playback Chalk is at the top of the chat for you to check out. It's the pinned link in the chat if you want to check it out, as well as in the description down below in the live show either. So you have 2 different options for my YouTube viewers if you guys want to head over to Playback. Like in the Tampa series, yep, you blow a 5-1 lead, it sets the tone for a brutal series. Lastly, you blow 100% agree. I could not agree more. I'm actually going to put that in my notes because I want to emphasize that should tonight be another bad outcome for this Mets team. Verdugo's going to ground out there to Alonso, and there's one away, folks. Oh, one on the count to Olsen, everybody. I thought games were 9 innings, not 5. Steve, unfortunately, they are 5 when I have to go to playback. That's what happens because the algorithm screws me over. If I stay live the entire time on YouTube, then when I do my post game show, less people are notified for me to do my post game. It's stupid. It doesn't make sense, but unfortunately, it happens. So we have to sacrifice this for solely our playback users because playback is the whole emphasis of why we do these watch parties in the first place is to help try to bring you guys to the playback app in general. So I hope you guys do that. If not, no worries. Again, you got to make sure you have an MLB TV subscription for it to pair and everything like that. But no loss. I appreciate everyone that's been chiming in, and we'll be live directly after the ball game as well as we always are for our post game coverage. Will the Mets ever win again? I don't know, Ben. Maybe not at this rate. It's not looking too hot. He's doing his best Vientos impression via Mauricio, says Jorge in the chat. Oh, Steve, I understand what you're saying. My apologies. Of course, the ball just gets past Chef McNeil, everybody. Playable, couldn't make it happen, and Matt Olson is on with a two-out base knock here at the bottom of the fifth. Hey, it got us all spoiled, lounge. Yeah, remember when the Mets were like 15-3 or 16-4? Good times. Super Art Trivia. Noah Syndergaard had one of the most famous ejections in baseball history. Who is the ump that? Oh, I'm not good with umpire names. I know who the umpire is, though, through and through. I know exactly who he is, but I don't know the gentleman by his name. And that is going to do it now, everybody, for us being live here on YouTube. To all my YouTube viewers, again, guys, make sure you head over to Playback if you haven't already. If you want to hang out with your guy, Wardy, again, that's going to be at playback.tv/WardyNYM. It's at the top of the chat as well for all of our YouTube viewers, as well as the comments down below. Go ahead and check it out. Thank you so much for doing exactly that. Thank you so much to everyone that chimed in on YouTube. I appreciate you guys so much. But we're going to continue on with this one that we're going to have solely there in the Playback app. The audio should be good as well. I know you guys can hear me now as well. So let's continue on and go from there, everybody. Again, thank you kindly. I'll see you all for our post game right after the game. And for everyone in the Playback app, let's continue on the live show for at least the next 2.5 innings. Kevin, no worries, Kevin.